What is the stupidest thing you've done just to show you could do it? Chugged way too much apple cider vinegar. Huge mistake. I regularly do apple cider vinegar shots. I get horrible heartburn and tried every single fucking thing. Nothing helped. A few pages deep into Google and someone suggested ACV. At that point I had nothing left to lose, so down it went. Heartburn was gone 5 minutes later. Amazing. I'll let a black widow spider bite me to prove that they were venomous but not deadly. I also won a $150 bet. Did it actually inject venom into you, or was it a dry bite? It actually takes a lot of energy to make the venom. They rarely inject people with a full dose. They save it for their prey. Still a dumb idea though. In grade school, maybe age 11 or 12, I had these cheap jeans. I figured out that I could flex my belly and pop the button open. Found this funny and guy friends in class. Got a laugh too. One of them turns to a girl. "Hey girl, check out what op can do." I flex my belly and let out a huge fart while the button popped open. She turned away. My buddy laughed, and I never did this trick again. As a kid I told my friends I could hold my breath for a long time. Long enough to pass out, in fact. And that's exactly what I proceeded to do. My friends and used to have those breathing contests in the pool, where you go underwater and see who could hold in their breath the longest. I'm a really competitive person, so of course I won. I passed out in the pool when I was 9 doing this. The lifeguard was too busy flirting to care, and he thought I was faking it. Edit. Typo. Holy shit. Did you survive? No. I told my 6th grade friends I could just off a 2-story roof and not get hurt. Guess who only got a scraped knee that day? Not me. I broke my leg. Parkour people, on the other hand, can do a safety roll and be mostly unharmed aside from some mild pain. I wonder if they learned it from playing Ocarina of Time. Those people have knees of steel. And shoulders. And ankles. And elbows. And when I was 6 I stapled my fingers because I had convinced all of my friends that I had iron hands. I was around that age too, and I was fiddling around with a stapler and stapled my pointer fingers together. It was the skin just next to the nail so it barely hurt. I went downstairs to tell my mom, who was doing laundry, that I stapled my fingers together. I still remember the look on her face to this day. Edit. Then again that was yesterday, so of course I remember /s. Played that stupid fucking 5-finger fillet game with the compass back when I was in school. As I got more confidence I obviously got faster and inevitably the point went right into the side of my fingertip. Fucking idiot. I played that stupid game at scout camp. I stopped after one of the younger scouts got too cocky because he could go faster than us older guys, and sliced about 1/2 inch into the webbing between his fingers. I can still see the blood. Walked through the brush of archery line to get a football to prove it wasn't poison ivy. I did it. I got the football. It was poison ivy. I once did something similar, but it turns out I'm immune to poison ivy. The rest of my friends? Not so much. I stabbed my leg with a pencil in elementary school. I told people I couldn't really feel much pain, which, at the time, was true. There was a spot on my leg from the lead 4 years. Snuck into the Hilton and confiscated a white robe. Got caught and they let me go without checking my backpack. That's alcohol for you. Confiscated lol. They don't deserve these robes. I'ma take them back for the people. Won a donut eating contest. In 10 minutes I ate about 17 donuts, and seconds before the time was up. And I had all my thoughts set on having a hearty cleansing. Puka Matherfluka, who wasn't even taking part, yelled that throwing up afterwards should disqualify you. Somebody counted that I took in a few days worth of calories. My appetite came back 2 days after. In 2001, my sister got me a Sony phone, a tiny little thing with a flip down front. She worked in a phone shop and got discount. On the box, it said the phone was waterproof and there were tiny rubber seals in places. I believed them. At the pub where I worked, this aspect came up in conversation. Some guy said the phone couldn't be waterproof, and that showerproof was probably more accurate. Remembering the box, I argued the point. and dropped my phone into a pint of beer in an effort to prove it. I was wrong. Brutal but well earned life lesson. A buddy bet I couldn't finish the spiciest chicken sandwich at this joint, known for insanely spicy chicken, in under 30 minutes. I knew I fucked up when they gave me gloves to eat the sandwich, so the sauce couldn't touch my skin, and made me sign a waiver. Won the bet, but really I lost in the end. I've won, but at what cost? Remained standing through as much taser as possible. My friend used up the battery on himself and said he was trying to get used to it. He said that eventually he would be able to remain standing. I said what the hell and tried. It's not easy fighting electroconvulsive action. We tasted ourselves and each other a bunch of times. I don't think we got better at resisting it. I say taser bit, I really mean stun gun, no prongs. Tell me more about tasting yourselves. Cliff diving. Saw a rolled man do a front flip off a 40-foot cliff. I said if he can do it, so can I. I did the flip alright, followed by a belly flop that Zeus could hear. Knocked the air out of me, but luckily people were floating nearby to save my dumbass. Ate the largest box of goldfish in one night in college. Don't do this. Oh my god, I thought this was talking about real goldfish. Shoved my pointer finger into my nose up to second knuckle. I then got a sinus infection. Who knew? My daughter did that to me when she was 2. Then she hooked her finger and pulled. Had a terrible blood nose, and for a few days, if I sneezed it would start back up. 0/10 would not recommend. I audibly gasped when I read this, and I wish I hadn't read it at all. Not me, but one of my former co-workers told us about the time he ate a tub of butter on a dare. He made it about halfway through and had to throw up. He said what came out was neon yellow. For the next month, the smell of butter made him gag, and when he perspired, he could still smell it. You'd think he'd learn, but he attempted the butter tub challenge a second time. This time, he paced himself and actually finished the whole thing. He said the fuck up though was eating it before having to catch a train. While he was waiting, his heart was racing, and he felt so amped up. He did push-ups and jumping jacks at Penn Station. I don't even like the stuff, but a dare's a dare. Did 5 pull-ups on an antenna strut 400 feet up on an antenna tower not tied off. Reading this gave me anxiety. I have an almost unnatural fear of heights. I firmly believe that not being afraid of heights is unnatural. It's not the height that I fear, it's the ground. I was learning MMA for 3 months when some guy challenged me to a fight. I immediately accepted it because I wanted to impress my crush by beating him. Turns out he was a national champion and was in the state for a MMA tournament. I got my ass kicked for solid 3 rounds. Why on earth would a national champion ass kicker challenge somebody who has been training for 3 months? What did you do to this guy to upset him? One friend gets super creeped up when someone starts running at him like a dog. My friend realized I'm an expert in running like a dog. I too would be creeped out, lol. I was about 4 years old and my grandfather was making something with buttermilk. I saw it in his hand, and I cried and screamed and begged to have some. He kept saying no, you won't like it, but I persisted. He finally poured me an entire glass. I took 1 swig, and I'm sure he could see the disgust on my face, because he looked like he had one. I stared at him right in his eyeballs as I chugged the entire glass. Was trying to do this stunt on a dirt bike to impress this dude. Ended up falling and breaking my collarbone. RIP. And then you guys got married, right? He's married now with kids, and well me, I'm still single. I proved to myself that it's possible to eat 5 kilos of shrimp in one sitting. I also proved that eating 5 kilos of shrimp in one sitting will make you very sick. Agreed. Red Lobster did all you can eat shrimp once, and I considered it a challenge. I sat down and immediately asked my waitress what the most shrimp she had seen a person eat was. When I was a kid, my brother bet me he could hold his breath longer than me. My brother is a lot older than me, so his lungs were obviously bigger. I was determined to win though, so I held my breath so long that I ended up passing out. I won the beat, but ended up having my first panic attack immediately after regaining consciousness. The joys of being young. The cinnamon challenge. I've always been good at those weird food challenges, so I did it pretty easily. But some people really fuck their lungs trying it. Not me, but my dad's friend. They were all sitting around being dumb drunk rednecks. And one of them was like, I betcha I can get this entire beer can down in one of them their Coke bottles. Then proceeded to do it by shredding the can by hand, cutting his fingers to shit in the process. But damn it, he got it all in there, piece by stupid piece. Chug an entire bottle of cheap wine in like 20 seconds. But thanks anyway to the neighbor who almost called 911 when I threw up blood. Not blood, just bad decisions. I can do a standing backflip. The best time to prove this isn't when you're 7 drinks deep wearing a short bridesmaid's dress and underwear made for speed not comfort. Yep, bride's grandma got to see my ass, but I landed it perfectly.